problematic against David Mendoza. All right, let's look at the teletape. 27 years young for Mendoza, 32 for Barajas, a guy from Tijuana, Mexico. The official height here looks like Barajas is going to be a little bit taller here at 5'10", 5'6" for Mendoza. 143 pounds. 140 was the catch weight. You know, Mendoza comes in 3 pounds overweight. That's another indicator there. Both have a nice reach of 5'7". 7-3-0 against our man here with over 19 fights. Let's see how that plans out here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in catch weight, 140 pounds. Señoras y señores, nuestro siguiente combate es a 3 asaltos de 5 minutos en peso pactado de 140 libras. Presenting now. Presentando ahora en la esquina blanca, un especialista en artes marciales mixtas, récord profesional de 12 ganadas, 6 perdidas, 1 empate, una altura de 1,78 centímetros y peso oficial de 140 libras. Presenting now on the white corner is an MMA fighter, per record of 12 wins, 6 losses, 1 draw. His stance, 5 feet, 10 inches tall, official weight of 140 pounds. Fighting straight out of Tijuana, Mexico, he is Antonio El Pollo Barajas. Su oponente al otro lado de la jaula, en la esquina negra, un especialista en artes marciales mixtas, récord profesional de 7 ganadas, 3 perdidas, una altura de 1,68 centímetros y un peso oficial de 143 libras. Presenting now on the black corner is an MMA fighter, per record of 7 wins, 3 losses. His stance, 5 feet, 6 inches tall, official weight of 143 pounds. Fighting straight out of San Luis Potosí, Mexico, he is David El León Mendoza. The third inside the cage, el tercero sobre la jaula, Edgar López.
Well, there it is. We're all ready. And let's see what Pollo can do. By the way, Pollo Barajas, who ended up replacing Pollo Cosio, Uriel Pollo Cosio, who was originally slated for this fight. But due to physical issues, he couldn't be here. So there goes Pollo. Let's see, and let's go down into the black and gold cage. Alex Soto, Nano Cortez with you. Thank you for joining us.
One of the things that I've noticed about Mendoza is that he gets a little too comfortable when we are engaged in when he gets wild, you know, when there's throwing crazy exchanges and Hail Marys here. There it is right there. Pollo Mendoza already throwing the left hook, lands. And that's kind of the things that, you know, that's kind of a warning shot there for Mendoza. Needs to pay attention here. Can't get too comfortable here. Because Pollo's going to be right on top of Mendoza every step of the way. You got to put Barajas out.
Yeah, and he's letting him know that.
He really is. Yeah, absolutely. I think Mendoza's definitely an elite athlete for sure. Top 10 in the bantamweight division at 135 pounds. And all of Mexico here, he needs to take Barajas here very serious. And you can already tell, I think this matchup is tailor-made too for Barajas.
Try to go for the takedown there by David Mendoza.
Nice. Beautiful takedown.
Big takedown.
Some ground and pound here now, coming in from the top from Mendoza. Let's see if Mendoza is able to secure some punishment here.
And we've also seen David Mendoza struggle sometimes on the ground.
Yeah, but I mean, he struggled with elite athletes, guys that have like, you know, incredible amount of experience on the ground and know the ins and out in jiu-jitsu within the mixed martial arts fight, you know. Well, this is good control here. Good control. I mean, this is why Mendoza is one of the best. You know, he's able to control, stay calm, and really be able to run the clock here. He's a smart fighter.
Now putting more pressure by putting him up against the cage. Making Pollo Barajas very uncomfortable.
Good, he's making it really comfortable. Here Mendoza shines, right? He's controlling the clock, he's controlling the fight, the pace of the fight. You know, he's really making Barajas move. He's making Barajas really work really hard to try to stand up. So he's wasting more energy as Mendoza's just really riding him and dropping some, you know, softening him up. That's it. And, you know, when you're sitting on the bottom, it feels like an eternity. You know, I mean, you're not getting hurt, but it just feels like the clock is just ticking so slow, you know, and not a lot of action is happening.
Trying to use his elbows to defend Pollo Barajas. 40 more seconds, and now Mendoza seemed to have found some space to make him pay. Landing big left punches.
Okay, he's doing a good job controlling that. Nice hip movement there. Staying on top, putting a lot of pressure here on Barajas. Man, good control. Nice. Good, you know, returns
And
there.
there goes Barajas, yes.
There we go. Big shot there. That's what he needed. Whew. Man.
All right.
Yeah, it's going to be very exciting. You know, we saw how, you know, Barajas came out with the striking game. Clearly showed some really good technique there. Kind of shocked a little bit of Mendoza. Mendoza said, nah, that's enough. Take this fight to the ground. And Mendoza, look how cool, calm, and collected, man.
Yeah, he looked very comfortable there where he was up, you know, in control, knowing exactly what he wanted to do, trying to find those spaces to hurt Pollo Barajas. And Pollo Barajas, again, yeah, he did well. He started working on his hip movements, trying to move away from the cage. But again, it goes to say, you know, it talks about the control and the pace that David Mendoza has.
Yeah, exactly. And that's going to be telling here. So we'll see what kind of pace Mendoza is going to keep up here.
There we go. On for round two.
Oof, Mendoza responds with an even faster kick there. Big difference there. Oh, nice to the body. Mendoza staying here, and this is when things start going awry here for Mendoza. Starts getting comfortable here, gets a little bit too cocky here on those exchanges and gets caught. And once he gets caught, this was exactly what happened with Marco Beltran and Fito Rubio. Nice. Great move there from Barajas. His ability to use that. That's just a good wrestling move there. Moves to side control. Staying incredibly heavy here on Mendoza. Mendoza needs to move on his hip here. Start working that underhook. Definitely not going to be able to get Barajas off of him that way.
And Barajas now trying to take advantage of that position and land some elbows.
Oh, Barajas is really good with the guillotine.
Just narrowly escaped.
Yeah, just absolutely right. There was like a slip up there from Barajas. Ooh, nice knee to the body. There's another one here coming up. There's another one here. Wow. Now Mendoza is on top. Now gets the back position. This is huge.
That's why Pollo Barajas' corner is asking him to use the elbows to try to defend.
You know, there's some things there. There's some moments there that Barajas had an opportunity to stand up, and they're you know, it's easier said here, and you know, when we're sitting down and everything. But there's some openings there you can just call out like, okay, hey, there's an ability for you to just stand up. Sometimes we work so hard that we forget that we can just, you know, it's like you're drowning in 3 feet of water. You could just stand up, you know. And but in this case right here, Barajas is doing a fantastic job is avoiding Mendoza from staying just in complete control. There it is. Nice hook shot there.
Big right hand by León Mendoza.
Man, Mendoza's just wrestling is very good here tonight.
And we can see the amount of effort that is taking Barajas to try to defend that position.
Man, Mendoza's just climbing, holding control, riding really well here against Barajas. There you go. It's got a hook in. See if Mendoza's able to really get those hips in. Nice. Pops every single one of those hooks in. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Really good job there from Barajas.
Wow, really impressive from Mendoza. The kind of control.
Yeah, absolutely
that
impressive.
he's had,
yeah. No, Mendoza's been all over this. Identified the issue here, you know, with Barajas. Said, okay, all right, well, here's an opportunity here. I already know how to win this fight. You just take this fight into and turn it into a wrestling match. And I don't think Mendoza originally came out with this kind of game plan. I think he just adjusted this. It's like, okay, I'm just going to control this fight on the ground, reduce the risk. And now we're going to do this in the third round. Cool, calm, and collected as Mendoza's. As Barajas moves over to his corner, taking deep breaths.
Yeah, wow. Let's take a look at some of the best moments in this second round. There you go, just when we thought Pollo Barajas was going to be able to turn this fight around. All of a sudden, he finds himself again in trouble just because of that pressure and the control that David Mendoza has been able to exert almost throughout the match.
Yeah, really. Ultimately, yeah, right, absolutely. Mendoza has just identified the situation, identified like how to get to achieve the win, and is already on pace to get that win.
Yeah, it feels like a very strategic win would be for Mendoza.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. I think this is exactly his way. This is what makes him one of the best fighters in 135 pounds in Latin America.
Here we go. On to round 3. It goes. And yeah, now the pressure, I think, is going to be on Pollo Barajas. He's going to have to do something a little bit different like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Good combination. Big flying kick. He hurt him. And now trying to go.
Man, just the tenacity of Mendoza, man, going after
yeah,
that.
Yeah. Big left hand by Mendoza.
Yeah, Mendoza's just, you know, on another level. Still very dangerous as Barajas, though. Those wild exchanges there. You know, Barajas needs to lure Mendoza into these exchanges. Interesting here movements here from Mendoza.
I was just going to say, it almost seems like he's measuring him up.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
trying to time it just right.
I think you're right. I think he's just right now trying to figure out, okay, all right, how am I going to finish this fight? Let's see if there's an opening here, because I got him rocked already. Yep, and absolutely he's going for a finishing blow there with the right hand. Ooh, man, that hurts.
Nice
right on the
spinning
liver.
kick.
See if Barajas has something left in the tank here. I mean, he seems to be very worried about when he got hit earlier. Oh, beautiful combinations. Body, body, head, head.
And now he rocks him, pushing his back against the cage.
Oh, wow. He's got him rocked right now. Barajas seems to be in all sorts of trouble here.
There he goes again, Mendoza trying to control, trying to maintain the pace. Because Barajas landed a good shot on him just a few moments ago.
Man, Mendoza's doing beautifully, like just controlling this fight. Every aspect of this fight is under control, under under the pace and the direction of Mendoza.
Ooh,
Now,
he got him on that.
He got hit with that
left
one.
elbow, yeah.
Now, if Mendoza's able to have this kind of composure when he's facing these top-level dudes, you know, it's this is what keeps him at the top. It's very interesting to watch. He's very smart. He's a very smart fighter. Oh, here we go. Looks like Barajas here is going for a submission here. It's going to be very difficult here to get the leverage to try to get Mendoza to flip over and really isolate that arm, but he is holding on to it.
And again, we've seen things tonight just when we thought, a fighter was dominated. Boom, it comes right back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't know, right? It's not over till it's over.
Yeah.
But just look at Mendoza's composure.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a cool head like that to be able to go through all these rounds and really just control your opponent this way. There it is. Nice hooks in.
Oh, trying to go for that rear naked choke.
Oh, wow.
Let's see.
No, he fights it very well.
Yeah. Able to turn Barajas, but ended up hitting a couple punches there. Pollo trying to finish the best possible way. Last 10 seconds. And again, Mendoza knows it.
Yeah. And look at this. Just,
The exchanges.
wow, man. I mean, you
Wow.
just see the high quality and progress that this guy does, you know, when he gets in there and performs the way he does.
And again, the confidence. He
Yeah.
said, "You want to get up and finish the fight standing up?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's
Let's
do
go
it."
for it." Wow.
Yeah, very impressive. What an incredible athlete is David Mendoza. You know, I think a lot of critics had him out, especially after losing that fight against Vito Rubio. But no, man, this kid is still, you know, where he belongs. You know, at the top of the 135-pound division. Come get him out if you want. You know, I think he takes on any challenger coming up. But yeah, he's still looking fantastic.
And from what you've been, you know, what we've been talking about, Alex, you know, trying to keep that composure against, you know, better, you know, more, you know, better fighters overall, like Fito, like Marco. So he has to be able to keep that composure in those moments, in the big moments,
Right.
when it matters most.
Yeah, exactly. Where it matters most, exactly. And that's what separates, you know, the champions from the not champions.
Yeah.
So, wow. Man, this kid, I mean, he didn't
Yeah,
lose a
he's-
beat. Did he
he's
not?
quite some-
Yeah,
no.
yeah, he
No,
didn't lose a beat.
he just seemed to be fully in control. Let's go down inside the cage with Felipe Di Maria.
Señoras y señores, después de 3 asaltos nos vamos a las tarjetas de los jueces. Ladies and gentlemen, we have gone the distance, and after 3 rounds, we go to the scorecards for a decision. All judges scored the fight 30-27 to declare the winner by unanimous decision to El León, David